All right, so well, everyone, I totally am not making multiple videos in the same setting and all that stuff, or in the same night. But anyways, I wanted to also make this video to talk about the 5 products I'm excited most that was revealed at SEMA of 2024. Now, for this list, I will also include some honorable mentions, but mainly detailing products, and not so much like other hardware and just the cars or anything that also was revealed at SEMA. But maybe some exceptions will be made, maybe along the way. But we'll pretty much talk about solely on car detailing alone. You could also think of it just like 5 random products that I am excited for, but this is somewhat of a top 5, if you will. But because I may be going back and forth with certain products, especially in the number 5 spot. I think because they all, for the most part, equally got me a little giddy or a little excited in their own ways. But anyways, I wanted to, let's go ahead and talk about number 5 for SEMA 2024 products that were revealed. So the first one up is the Express Wipes from PNS. They're pretty cool looking, I think, because this is something I more likely be using for my interior, because there's just times where I'm like sitting in my car waiting for my shift to come up at work. You know, I get to work a little early sometimes, so I just kind of just sit around just waiting, stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, I look at my interior and just like, it can use some sort of little cleanup, right? A little quick cleanup or touch up or whatever. And I think that's where those Express Wipes will come in handy, definitely, because all you have to do is just open the tub and, you know, rip out a piece of the little towel and then just wipe down the interior and stuff like that. And it also has multiple uses. You can probably use it on the glass. You're likely are able to use it on your shoes, apparently, according to Sydney anyway. Multiple things other than your car, of course, the car exterior surface, of course. You definitely want to use more of like an interior cleaner, right? That's the whole point of it. And, you know, certain other things that aren't so delicate, right? But anyway, but it'll do the job for the more delicate surfaces as well in your car. So I think that was pretty cool. The number 4 spot, I'm going to have to give that to, well, number 4 spot, quote unquote, I'm going to have to give that to more towards the bucket pad washer thing. I don't know what the specific name is for the pad washer from DIY Detail. DIY Detail always use the blue expensive pad washer in their videos, but they're coming out with their own. Pretty cool or pretty neat, because it's like not machinery or anything like that. There's no parts or moving parts, so you don't have to like worry about much about, like, you know, trying to you know, think of the possibilities of how it can break down or whatever. It's basically just you know, a thing that you can put on the top of your bucket, and you can just use the polish of itself to spin itself clean, essentially, and raise it up a little bit. It has the little walls, so the splash won't hit anything else. It all catches the splash or whatever, and it'll go down the bucket. So that's pretty cool, I think. I think it'll be pretty handy for someone like me, as someone who is not willing to spend too much on a pad washer, right? I'd rather use something a little more simple. The way I wash my pads, quote unquote, it's just a little salad bowl thing, and I just put rinse and wash in there, and I just kind of dunk it, and I just kind of work it a little bit, and just use the spinning to get rid of all the moisture, if not most of the moisture. And that's how I kind of wash my pad in between or whatever. So that's how I've been doing it. But that will be very handy to actually get it like you know, super clean and all that stuff. So I'm all for it, definitely. Definitely more aiming more towards something like that rather than the, you know, the big blue one that people see in certain videos. So that is, I believe, number 4. So number 3 is actually going to go to the IKE foamer, right? It's the smaller bottle, right? Not the big E foamer, Pro 12 or whatever you call it. It's the little one, right? And that one has a battery on the bottom now, upcoming, and then it'll cost, I think, around $100 from what I'm hearing. Which, yeah, that does turn me off a little bit, but you know, this is coming from IK. Right now, I'm using something like this. I mean, you know, this cost me $35, but it's, you know, it's off of Amazon. It does look more on the cheaper side, but hey, I mean, it works. Pretty sturdy feeling-ish in all the right areas, but there are some parts it's like, yeah, kind of see where they cheaped out a little bit, but it still foams pretty good. And I love using it for my tires and my wheels and maybe certain other areas to foam, right? It's pretty cool. Now, would I use this for the whole car? You know, you know, but I mean, you could do it. It's just you have to do some refilling to kind of be satisfied with it, especially for the bigger cars too. But yeah, otherwise, pretty cool. I mean, I'll definitely buy one and not multiple ones like I did with the Pro 12s, right? That's pretty much my gist on that one. I think it's cool. That was something that got me excited before, but you know, there are other products that kind of like took over that, and you know, especially with the last two. So number 2, I would like to say that the PNS glass cleaner called Reflect is going to take number 2 because it's really neat. I mean, there's not too much out there that are like it. This one, they marketed that you can use it on the outside, but you can also use it on the inside, which I always thought was interesting because it's not very common to use some sort of protection on the inside of the glass, you know, but more, of course, more towards the outside, right? I've seen those like old hack videos, DIY hacks involving with what was it called? That polish, right? I forget what it's called. It's the orange bottle. Oh my God, how am I forgetting this? This guy right here, right? There are a lot of DIY hack videos that involve using this new finish on the inside of the glass, and people argue like it doesn't do a whole lot. It keeps the window clean for a little bit, but then you know, kind of, you know, the cycle repeats itself sort of almost. So I always thought that was pretty interesting, but you know, being SiO2 and all that stuff, it does appear to be promising because it'll clean the glass, but also put on some protection. So I think that'll be pretty handy, pretty cool, especially you know when it comes to glass, it's a little more touchy, right, with the smearing, the streaking, and all that stuff. So hopefully something like this will not only prevent that, the streaking, all that stuff, but put on some protection. So that'd be pretty cool to top off the glass side of the ceramic coating or whatever, but to also just clean the glass in general, especially on the inside of things, right? So that'd be pretty cool, you know. I think it also can be used for like the gauge cluster and the info screen or infotainment screen. So again, if that's the case, that would be really neat, you know. And of course, again, the inside part of the glass. So this is, of course, I saw this from Detail Official's channel, so I want to give credit for that, you know, where I got to see that. And I think it's the only one that's really talking about Reflect, which is interesting. I've not seen Reflect being shown in other people's videos when they talked to the people at the PNS booth. It's just that one. It's just that particular video. So that's why I feel like I have to credit that one. But anyways, number one, this is the most I think interesting, exciting product to talk about for me, for myself, and that is the Quiver pressure washer with the induction motor by Josh V. I'm Josh V is a channel where he creates content relating to detailing. I found him along with Pandy Organizer and Jamie the Cleaner and sometime in between EC Details or Eddie Cologne, right? Josh V is just one of those detailers I found during my sort of beginning of my resurgence of the whole car detailing and car washing hobby. And so I thought this was really cool. You know, he really wants to get this out there with that very enticing price. It's like going to be around $300 ish for something with an induction motor. So I think that's going to be really cool. The stats on it are perfect for me because it's like right around 1,000 psi, 2 GPM, and it'll take up like what, 15 amps or something like that. So I think that's something perfect for me, I feel, without really breaking the budget. So I mean, I'm essentially paying double, you know, for what I paid for the car shirt, but I'm gonna get double the performance because it's spitting out almost pretty much twice the amount of water, right? 2 GPM versus the 1.2 or 1.4 or whatever on the car shirt for GPM. So that's going to be pretty cool, right? I mean, it's going to make a world of difference, and it has that induction motor, and I think it'll have some level of maintenance or whatever that you can do. So that's going to be pretty cool if that's the case. But either way, I think the design of it thus far is really interesting. I feel like the footprint will be really perfect for my garage because it can be cramped at times. So hell, I might even be able to fit it into my detailing cart. So that's going to be pretty awesome if that's the case. But we'll have to see more about the specs on dimensions and sort of reiterate on the rest of the specs as well. And I know who else is going to be really, really excited for that pressure washer that's on YouTube. So anyway, who I also watch anyway. But yeah, the Quiver pressure washer is my number one, just because it's the most fitting pressure washer that's considered an upgrade for me, but without really breaking the budget. And I'm pretty much getting my money's worth in a way, almost. In a sense, if not, I am. So, just to reiterate, I believe number 5 was the Express Wipes. Number 4 was the bucket wash top thing, or the bucket pad washer thing from DIY Detail. Number 3 was the e-foamer from IK, the new e-foamer, right? That's the battery-powered small foam sprayer. And then number 2 is PNS Reflect, and then number 1 is Quiver pressure washer by Josh V. So, another thing is that he lives in San Diego, I live in California, so hopefully the ship rates won't be too bad if he does ship to locally or within California. So that'd be pretty cool if that's the case. The honorable mention I wanted to throw in here, if I didn't mention it already, was the weird cordless polisher from DIY Detail. It's got the battery in the middle, which I think is really such an interesting design decision. But apparently it works, so I mean, if it's all, what it's living up to be right now, how it's hyped up and all that stuff, a possible choice for me. But I think for the most part, if I am planning to get another polisher, I'm probably just gonna get the one from Harbor Freight. That's like $80. It has a 25 or 21 millimeter throw, and I'm just gonna change out the grease, and that's pretty much it. That's how I feel about it. That's why I put it as a honorable mention, because it didn't quite make it onto the list, but I thought it was just such an interesting design with the battery in the middle. So some people have some nicknames for it, like the humpback or the camel or whatever else, right? It's such a very odd looking polisher, but people are liking it. I mean, it makes sense from a physics standpoint because the weight is in the middle, so it's a little more balanced, quote unquote, instead of in the back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what the hell do I know, right? But hey, I mean, if it works, it works, right? I mean, if people like it, then that's saying something, you know. So that's pretty much all I got for the 5 products I'm excited for, plus an honorable mention and stuff like that. There might have been some other products that I'm forgetting, but just for the sake of it, I mean, I'm keeping it short here for right now. So what are products that got you excited from SEMA 2024? Leave me down in the comment section below. Love to read them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications. It really helps out, and I do appreciate it. So again, this has been my top 5-ish products that were revealed from SEMA that got me excited the most. A bit of a mouthful, but that's just kind of what it is in the market of detailing, right? It's quite the mouthful, especially nowadays. You know, competition, right, is something great. So anyways, I'll leave it here. Thank you very much, and hope to see you all in the next video. Sean out.